Hello and welcome to One Take Wednesday. This is a series of videos I'm doing where every Wednesday I discuss a hockey related topic and I do it in a single take. That means no edits, no jump cuts, no nothing. If I make a mistake, well, too bad, it's there. In this episode I want to talk a little bit about kind of a taboo item a little bit, concussions. There's two videos that kind of recently came out that sparked, you know what, I'm going to talk about this. And those were, number one, the recent viral video coming out of the Players Tribune featuring former NHL player Daniel Carcillo and his battle with the long-term effects of concussions in his post-NHL life. And then also another YouTuber I know, Jens95, just released a video not too long ago featuring a compilation of players being dazed after hits. So those two videos kind of combine and made me want to kind of talk about this subject because we're kind of starting to understand the real effects of concussions more and more as the years go on. And it seems like we're still, society-wise, we're kind of still stuck in a backwards time with it. And I know that a lot of people try to push it off, saying, you know what, these players know what they're getting themselves into. They know the risks. Let them be. And I understand what you're saying, and I don't want to take away blame from players at all. However, if you've ever met a competitive person or have been a competitive athlete, you should kind of understand that drive, the competitiveness to push aside obstacles and adversity is a little bit hard to overcome with rationality. And so when we say things like players should know better, if you don't want to have a concussion, don't play, it's easy to say from the sidelines, but from people on the ice or on the playing field playing, it's not that simple because, number one, it's not going to happen to me. You think you're invincible, right? For professional players, you're in the, best shape of your life. You feel invincible. You got guys who have grown up in bad neighborhoods, and maybe not necessarily so much in hockey, but in other sports, you got guys and players who have, grown up not in good situations, and the only way to get out of those situations, not only themselves, but also their families, are kind of sports and becoming a professional athlete, and taking that risk of a concussion is worth it in that sense. I didn't play hockey growing up. I played football. I've been around concussions. I've probably had a few myself, although I haven't ever been diagnosed with one. But I understand I'm not going to just take myself out. There was one time in college, senior year, I got kneed in the back of the head. I went down, I think I blacked out probably for a second or two or something like that. And I got up to try and get to the huddle, and my legs were just numb. My legs were numb. I'm just running, and I'm like, I'm for sure going to fall down. The refs are going to see it. The coaches are going to see it. They're going to take me out. And all of that work, all that hard work I did in the offseason was going to go to waste because I'd be pulled out that game, maybe be pulled out for the next couple of games based on, concussion tests and everything. And maybe my season is done, my last chance ever to play, football. And, I wasn't going pro. That was it, right? I didn't have a scholarship. I wasn't playing D1 football. That was it for me. I'm not going to take myself out. I want to stay up. I did stay up. I stayed in the game. I probably had a concussion, though. But I played it off. That's the mentality you have, and it's not rational at all. But when you put all the work in the hard off season, you don't want that to go to waste. All the bonds you make, in the off season or during the season with your teammates, your coaches, you don't want to let them down. And it's not just about yourself. So as a society, we need to realize that if we want to continue to have sports like hockey and sports like football, and not even those types of sports, high school girls soccer has ridiculous concussion issues. They lead high school sports in concussions. It's not just the sports you think about. If we still want to have those sports in our society. We need to do something. And that's not saying, get rid of hitting or anything. We're not going to be able to completely get rid of concussions because those happen just in everyday life. You can, fall down some stairs or something, or bump your head on the carpet or something, and maybe get concussion. Things can happen. The thing is, everybody gets affected differently from concussions. I didn't really have any post-concussion syndromes or anything like that, or symptoms, not syndromes. There's a mistake for you. But other people will. If they get even a minor concussion, they'll be thrown up and everything. It's like everybody gets different effects from concussions. There's not like a one-size-fits-all thing. So one thing doesn't work for another person necessarily. And as a society, we need to realize that if we cannot 100% prevent them, which we can't, the least we can do is at least help them afterwards. And that's where kind of Daniel Carcillo's story comes in. He's trying to get people to realize that these players who are no longer in the spotlight, no longer playing, they need our help. And we can do a better job providing that. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. Like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate that as always. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.